Time to talk women's tennis on Cards TV with head coach Mark Beckham. I'm Sean Moth. Great to see you again, as always. And as we get ready to fire up with women's tennis, it's been a little while. Happy New Year to you, Coach.
You too.
Let's jump back to 2011 because in the fall, obviously, you do a lot to prepare for the spring season. Did things go as you had hoped?
Yeah, this was the best fall that I've had since I've been coaching the women's team. We did some things that had never been done before. Becca Shine, she won the Michigan State Invitational. Julia Fellerhoff won the Ohio State Invitational, and Manuela Velasquez, our freshman, she won the Wake Forest Invitational. And her and Amelia won the doubles in that Wake Forest Invitational. And then they also went on this fall and made it to the semifinals of our regional tournament, and that had never been done before. So they were like 2 matches. If you make it to the semis, you're 2 matches away from making it to the national indoor.
Sure.
So the winning that we had this fall, never been matched before. So I was really happy with it. Becca's results earned her a national ranking in singles.
Yeah.
They were ranked preseason in doubles. Julia made it to the All-American because of the things she did last year. Nobody had ever made it to the All-American tournament before. So a lot of history making, a lot of really good things that happened this fall. And now we've got to carry that over, that same momentum, and use that momentum to help us win some matches this spring.
You bet. It began with Morehead State at Bass Red Tennis Center, and it was a solid performance. I mean, can't get any better than 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those matches. I mean, after the match, we were able to say, yeah, we are better than Morehead State, but you have to have a certain amount of focus and a certain amount of intensity to make sure that you win the matches the way we won them. Amelia Harris, she didn't lose a game the entire day. 8-0 in doubles and then 6-0, 6-0 in singles. So the type of mental focus you have to do that is very encouraging because we haven't had that in the past. So I'm seeing maturity out of everybody. Everybody's growing, and this is a different team. This is very similar to that first team that I had as far as physical ability.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see if they are as mentally tough and as hungry as that first team that I had. But the potential is there for sure.
Sure. With that said, a couple of notes health-wise. I know fans are thrilled to see Mandy Brown back and playing, as she's been out with that shoulder, and really, I know she struggled not just physically, but she was so disappointed that things didn't go as she wanted last year. I know it's great to have her back. Yeah, I mean, last year was, during a season I'll never talk about, what's wrong and excuse deal, but last year we had so many injuries. It's very similar to, the basketball team. We had Mandy Brown. She played, but she was never 100% with a torn pec. Sarah Miller, right in the middle of the year, she had a stress fracture in her foot. We had Stephanie Villawan was playing with a stress fracture in her foot the entire season. So there were some things that were going on that prevented us from progressing the way we wanted to. Sure.
But now we have those players back. And when you look at it as an opposing coach or team, you're like, oh, those are the same faces that we had last year. But to me, it's like we have new players back.
Yeah.
They weren't 100% last year. So Mandy Brown being back, being 100%, getting her game back to the way it was is a huge boost for us. Sarah Miller back playing tennis the way she can. It's like we have a new player in her. And then you add Manuela Velasquez, a very, very good freshman. Our team's different than last year, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
The other difference you may notice is at the top, Julia Fellerhoff, who had an outstanding freshman campaign, has been out with a foot injury, but you expect her back, and nothing like getting off to a solid start and then getting somebody like that back toward the beginning of the season.
It's one of those things. I mean, we coaches, we talk about, things happen for a reason and they can help you later on, but this truly, could help us, later on in the season. We have some very good teams all throughout our schedule, but later on this year, having to play without Julia, I really think is going to help us. This past weekend, we had people obviously playing one spot higher than what they normally would. We had doubles teams that may not necessarily play later on this year because she wasn't playing.
Yeah.
But we still were extremely competitive, and we should have won. I feel that first match with Arkansas, and we played a very strong Stephen F. Austin team. But with playing those matches without her, is definitely going to help us later on the season when we gradually bring her back. So things are a little bit different. I think we're going to be a very dangerous team, and I'm anxious to see how it goes.
Yeah, the next test for the Cards will be at home. It's going to be on Saturday at 4 o'clock at the Bass Red Tennis Center. We encourage you to come on out and join us as the Cards take on Austin Peay. And I know it's nice after you have the 2 matches on the road to kind of come back with a little more restful week and an opportunity to play in front of the home fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be at home. I mean, we're going to be here the next 3 weekends, so we've got some big matches in those weekends. Austin Peay this Saturday, then we have Purdue the following weekend, and then after that, the next weekend, we have Furman, who just beat nationally ranked Florida International over the weekend. So we've got some big matches coming up, and it's always good to play at Old Bass Rudd. Give us a little bit of that home cooking. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Best of luck to you and the team, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thanks again.
For Mark Beckham, I'm Sean Mock. We'll talk next week here on Cards TV.